what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the We Bare Bears house. Here the house is from all of the different angles that you might want to have a look at it from. I'm hoping that I've done a good job for you guys, and if you think I have, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. I made this because I've had loads of requests to make it, and I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, please do remember to hit that like. I would really appreciate that, I honestly would, and please do suggest what else to make in the future, especially if it's cartoon or movie related. And if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing. Without any further ado, why don't I actually show you how to make this thing? It's really simple. So if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. You'll need some stone, some grass, some oak wood slabs, oak wood stairs, light blue concrete, red concrete, yellow stained glass pane, oak doors, and some light grey concrete. Dirt will suffice, by the way, if you can't, of course, use grass if you're building it in survival. We also need all of the other materials that you can see in the inventory right now. Guys, we need them all. Every single one. There's only one material there that we don't have. We also need some light blue carpet too. So once you have all of that stuff, literally all of it, we can begin the build. Pause the video if you have to make sure you do have it all. Well, we're going to begin the build by placing a light blue concrete coming from the ground, and then one on top of it. We're going to place an oak wood stairs facing towards the left on top of that. We're going to place a yellow stained glass pane to the right of the stairs. We'll place an oak wood slab on top of the pane, with an oak wood stair right of the glass pane. We want to place two light blue concrete coming towards the ground, and we want to place a door in between all of this. You can even place the door one block backwards if you like, if you want to have sort of like a depth effect. We want to take the blue blocks of the door, the light blue concrete, and we want to extend them one row backwards. We want to place stone behind these stairs blocks and these slab blocks. So we want to have this sort of effect. So looking at the build from the front, we want to take the stone block behind the left stair and we want to extend it to the left. We want to place one on top, left one, up one, right one, up one, right one, up one. We want to go right by 2, 1, 2, and if you like, you can mark this position here, this block, the middle of these 3 blocks. You can mark this with a block of quartz. This will be important later. We want to take the last stone that we placed, and we want to go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, then we want to go right by 2, 1, 2, we want to go down 1, right 1, like this. So what we now want to do is we want to take every single one of those stone blocks and we want to place an additional stone behind what we've just placed. So you want to place a stone behind every single one of those stone blocks. So from the front, you'll have an effect which should look like this. It's heavily reinforced. So once you've got that sorted out, what we now want to do is this. We want to take the stone block behind the door, right? Behind the right-hand side of the right-hand stairs of the door. We want to take the back stone block, which is this one. And we want to extend it to the right by 2. 1, 2. And we want to place a glass pane to the right of it. We want to place a stone underneath the pane, like this, right? We want to place a grass block to the right of that, with a stone right of that. We then want to go back on ourselves. We want to take the stone underneath the glass pane. We want to go left by 2. 1, 2. We want to extend these 2 blocks towards us, place blocks underneath, extend them towards us to give us this sort of effect. We then want to fill in the... Now this is kind of tricky to explain. So we want to fill in this empty area here, right? So we want to fill it in like this. It's actually quite specific. We basically just want to cover up any blocks inside this area that leave any gaps. So you'll end up with something like this. I'm sure that you'll understand what I mean by that. You don't want to have any gaps in the cave. we want to place an oak wood slab underneath the window, like that. This is looking great. We then, if I do say so myself, we then want to take the very left-hand side of the build. So we basically want to do this. We want to take the very back bottom of the entrance, this light blue block, and we want to place a grass coming out the back of it, right? And we want to go left of that grass. We want to go left of it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. On top of the third block, which is this one, we want to go up 1. We want to place a yellow stained glass pane. And we want to place an oak wood slab underneath the pane in this position. We want to continue going left of the grass, and we want to place a row of 5 stone going left of the grass. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to do an upright diagonal from the 5th block. We want to go right by 3. 1, 2, 3. We want to go up 1. And then left by 2. 1, 2. Like this. We want to take this shape that we have here, and what we want to do is this. We want to take the bottom row of 4, starting from the right, and we want to extend it towards us. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to take the row of 3, starting on the right on top of that, and extend it towards us, like this. We want to take the middle row of 3 at the top, and we want to place grass on top of the middle block, and to the right of it. We want to take that grass block, the right-hand glass block, we want to go right of it by 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, move through the stone, go right by 2, 1, 2, down 1, right 1, down 1, then right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to go down 1, then you want to place a glass underneath this. You want to place a grass underneath the glass, with an oak wood slab underneath in front of the window, like in front of the grass. But what you also want to do is you want to take the grass above the window. You want to go right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1. Back on yourself. You'll end up with something that should look like this. That's looking really good, because all we have to do now is we just simply have to fill this in with the grass. So any empty spaces that would be left if you didn't fill in the area with grass just want to be filled in with grass, if that makes sense. So as you look at it now, you see that there's no gaps anywhere, right? You want the same thing on yours. I'm sure that you guys will manage that. Let's do the basketball hoop whilst we're here, right? So for the basketball hoop, we need both quartz blocks, web, and some red concrete, right? We want to take this block of quartz that we have right up at the top of the build. We want to place quartz stairs to the left and right of it, a red concrete underneath it, quartz left and right of the concrete. We want to place web in front of the bottom of the basketball hoop. We want to extend the web down 1 in the center and towards us 1 in the center. And that's a hoop. It's a basketball hoop. Easy as that. A lot of the hard stuff's been done now, guys. Whilst we are here, whilst we are dealing with the front, let's deal with some more details, because I feel like doing this now. We need 4 details. We need light blue concrete. We need black concrete. We need wooden trapdoors. We need item frames, oak wood planks. We need buttons. We need grey concrete. We need stairs and signs. We need so much. So, in front of the entrance, we want to have 2 things. We want to have a doorbell. I don't know why there's a doorbell. This is an item frame to the left of the entrance in front of the blue concrete with an oak wood plank inside of it. There is a path that we're missing. This is made out of... let me get rid of these. We don't need these. This is made out of light grey concrete. And by the way, we'll also need orange concrete too. So in front of the entrance, we want to have rows of 3 dug into the ground, 1 space away from each other, like this. So 1, 2, 3, rows of 3 as wide as the entrance, filled with light grey concrete, like this. That's perfect. That is for the entrance. Those are stones in the ground that lead you towards the entrance of the house. To the right of the entrance, in between the windows, we want to have 2 bins. One is light blue concrete, one is black concrete. They sit in between the windows like this, and they have a wooden trapdoor on each. On the left hand side, where we have the collection of rock. We want to have in front of the bottom right hand part of the rock, we want a grey concrete with a button in front of it. We also want a flower pot on top of that. This is supposed to be a tire, but I can't have a tire lying down. We also need a light blue carpet. Leaving a gap going left, we want to place a birchwood stairs with signs either side. This is, I believe, some sort of lawn chair. Leaving a gap going one to the left, place an orange concrete with a light blue carpet on top. That is supposed to be like a water bucket of some description. There you go. Perfect. Now, once you've got that sorted out, we can move on to the next bit. So the next bit is going to require some more grass, some more stone. We'll need some block of quartz, red concrete, yellow stained glass pane. We need some oak wood slabs. We even need a little bit of tree action, some oak wood and some oak leaves, and we'll leave it at that, although there is a little bit more. Come all the way over to the left-hand side of the build, right? You want to take each one of these 3 stone blocks, each one of these. We want to extend them all to the left towards the back of the build by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the thing. With the top row, 4th block, this one, we want to place 2 block of, well, that's not block of quartz that we want. What we actually want is I mean, it's the same sort of deal, but we actually want white concrete, not block of quartz, although either would do. We want to place 2 white concrete on top of this block. 1, 2. We want to do an up left diagonal using the yellow stained glass pane. We want to then, you know what, it'd be easier to do this. Go left of the second white concrete by 3 with the glass pane. 1, 2, 3, like that. Place a layer of glass on top of this with a white concrete on top of the very center of this, like that. That's basically what we're after. We also want to place a white concrete left of the bottom row of glass, and we want to connect the white concrete down to the ground like this. And we want to completely fill in underneath this window with white concrete like this. And we want to put a roof on this. So we're basically just going to place some red concrete coming up the left-hand side and down the right-hand side like this to put a roof on it. We want to extend the roof 1 row towards us like this. And we want to place oak wood slabs underneath the window. We also want to add a little bit more stone here. So we basically want to use stone to just cover up like a little bit of this pokey out part of the house like this. So you just want to add a little bit of stone here. I mean, you could even make it look a little bit more like that. You could like feed it in a bit more. It doesn't matter that much. And when it comes to behind the build now, this is what we want to do. So we kind of have to create the shape of the house now. So what we're going to do, if we start from the opposite end where we have this row of grass, we want to take the bottom of the grass and we want to extend it backwards by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we want to do, in total, we want to do 3 inward bottom, like 3 inward diagonals, like 1, 2, 3, like this. And we want to establish the shape of the house. It's basically, we just want to make like a mound of dirt. So we want to drag it all the way over to across here, and we just kind of like want to connect it diagonally to the house, if this makes sense. So we just want this sort of shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we also want to extend... We basically now want to simultaneously, we kind of like want to add rows of grass on top of this, right? We want to add rows of grass on top of this, and we want to build up rows and rows and rows of grass that kind of like come around the back of the house like this. We just kind of want to extend them inwards by a row each time. Like, we just want to take the... We essentially just want to take like the outline of the house and we want to extend it backwards in rows like this. Like, it doesn't have to be a perfect shape at all. It can be completely random. As a matter of fact, this house is actually a lot easier to make if you build it into a hill of some description. So, yeah, like I said, you just kind of want to keep extending the rows of the house back, the outer part, and you just want to extend it back like this. And you just want to create some sort of a hill shape. There's no real tutorial for this part, I guess, but I mean, hopefully you guys should be able to see how I'm getting this done. So like we'll extend that row was actually redundant, so we'll extend this row back, and then this row, and we do kind of actually want to extend it inwards by a row each time, so we do kind of want to create that hill shape. We don't want it to be completely flat, and then we can fill just the top of this in using grass like this. We can just completely fill the top of this in using grass, and we don't want to ruin the shape of the house from the front. So we're just gonna do something like this. I mean, I'm hoping you guys are kind of like taking note here, and kind of seeing what we're up to, like that, something like that. That looks fine to me. And you see, we've just kind of like built a regular patch of dirt. If you wanted to, then actually I wouldn't add any grass on top of here or anything, because it would ruin the shape from the front. But the point of doing this is now we can kind of like build the house into the mound of dirt. So we can just kind of like we can add our white concrete, and we can have it extending backwards like this. We want to have our red concrete coming back as well. We want to have the roof extended back, and you can add some blocks so that the roof naturally stops like at the back if you want. And we want it coming here, and we just want to extend every single block of the roof backwards, basically. So we just want to extend it backwards until it hits the grass, and you'll just end up with something that should look like that. And it looks very natural, it looks very nice, and I'm sure that you'll manage to do that no problem. Now, there are a couple of things on the roof of the cave, the house. There's a tree, and there is a satellite dish. The satellite dish is made out of cobblestone wall, stone bricks, and stone brick stairs. And the tree part we had before anyway. So the tree is in the middle-ish of the house, and it is left of the basketball net. So somewhere around here will do, or maybe even a bit closer. Now about here, we're going to place like just like 3 oak wood. 1, 2, 3. Going to take the top one, extend it left, and we're going to place some oak leaves around it. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. It can just look sort of like this, like a little bit like that. Just a tree is basically what it is. I mean, you could even knock a block off the top of it like that, and you could place this, and then maybe just that. Something like that. It works out fine. The satellite dish was very simple. On the very right-hand side of the build, somewhere once again in the middle, maybe one step closer than the tree, we're going to place 3 fence coming up. That's 1, or wall, 2, 3, like this. We're going to take the top block, extend it towards us to the left by 1 the stone bricks, down 1, right 1, left 1, up 1. We're going to place stone brick stairs in between this, like this. In between there to make a circular shape. Take the center block, place a cobblestone wall coming out of it, and that is a satellite dish. And there you will have a very nice looking We Bare Bears house. I mean, that's all there is to it pretty much. If you want to do the inside, that's completely up to you. That is not my deal, that is not my forte, because I would never be happy with it, because I'd never get to a point where I would feel as though that it's perfect. But there you go, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. I honestly would. If you do hit that like, it helps me out and helps the channel out. If you like the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. There's an idea. If you subscribe to the channel, then please do click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all of my stuff sent directly to your sub box. And guys, if you want to comment down below, let me know what sort of cartoon related build you want to see next. More than happy to oblige, more than interested in what you guys want to see. And if you do want to check out more stuff by me, check out the card system in the description below. This is kind of like cartoon corner in my world. We've got probably like 20 cartoon related builds and movie related builds all around here. So there's plenty to make after you've made the We Bare Bears house. That's such a nice looking house. I hope you guys like this. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.